I'm Lynette Allen, and I'm a volunteer for Homelessness, and also I write quite a bit, just postings and freelance writing. But I kind of fell through the cracks here, and my question is, how much do you think that money from the taxes that the city and the county has, how much are going to actually help people, first of all, not fall into homelessness, prevention things, and also how much is going to help people who are sheltered in the various forms of shelter to actually get back on their feet?
I know I can't answer that question because I don't track that as much. I know the Lighthouse mission is privately funded and doesn't receive any government money. And so all the donations from private individuals that come in end up going towards this programming to help people get up and out of homelessness. But yeah, I think that's a fair question to ask. I really don't know.
And I would just add that I don't know the exact numbers, but I know from speaking to just about everybody that I talk to that whatever's being spent on it isn't enough. And at the same time, sometimes it's not even about the raw dollars too. Sometimes the money's not spent, strategically in the right way, and that could be a problem too. But yeah, what you're talking about with prevention is, I think that's something that's not focused on enough, because you can actually, it's a lot harder to help someone once they've fallen through the cracks. Sometimes it's easy to help someone when they're about to fall through the cracks, and you can prevent that from occurring. I know that I grew up very fortunate and pretty much cushy, right? But I've had a few close calls myself, and if I didn't have friends and family that could help sometimes, not very often, but sometimes, I would be in a different position, right? And so there's lots of other people that they made better decisions than I did, but they fell through because they didn't have that same network that they needed help with. And that's why you even have government programs to help people, because not everybody has that safety net, their own personal safety net. So it's like, I just wish more could be done. I mean, all we can do is try to do what we can. And I do think that there's a lot of siphoning off of money, that it doesn't go directly to who it needs to go to. And we need to do everything we can to make sure that it goes to where it needs to get to.
Very little of our general fund goes to human services. It's not our priority. It's not our priority at the local level or the federal level. And that is something that we as citizens and taxpayers should have a bigger voice in, right? So the best illustration of your values is how you spend your money. And we spend a lot of our money in things like criminal justice locally. And so I think there's a huge amount of room for us to ask our elected officials to shift how we spend our money to better reflect whatever we decide our values are, which is a conversation that we should have. So I think there's a huge amount of room there around human and social services. And I owe you a phone call, and I apologize, Lynette. I will get on that.
And the Bellingham Home Fund, I think, is a good example of a levy that was passed. It's taxes, which makes some people really cranky. But that's done a lot to bring resources to both prevention and programs for folks who are homeless. But when you compare like the levy for the home fund against what the Greenways dollars are, I think it shows which levies are. The Green Fund is a lot larger than the Home Fund. And I'm an environmentalist, but it's interesting where we're putting our tax dollars and what levies are out there and what they've gone to. So a lot more can be done, but I think the Home Fund has moved the needle a little bit, but it's not close to enough to dramatically impact homelessness or homeless prevention.
It's a baby step, yeah.
Thank you all. I'm looking forward to your call. and also, I just want to thank HomesNow, because they kind of kept me from falling into homelessness. Thank you.